Hey there everyone, it's Maria Young here and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are brand new to this channel, welcome! Thank you guys so much for visiting me right here at my tropical plant adventures. So guys, in today's episode what we're going to be doing is an update on a certain Albo-Bursigiana that we did the easiest propagation method ever. No cuss, no fuss, for the simple fact that of course we did not have to repot, we did not have to grow some roots, and we didn't even have to grow any leaves. I want to give you the update, show you exactly what happened. Oh my gosh. And of course, if you guys want to see the exact video where we show you the step-by-step method on how to do it, definitely check out the upper right hand side right there. You see that link, click it, it'll take you right to that video. But as for us guys, let's go ahead and check out exactly what happened. And here we are guys, taking a closer look at this Albo-Bursigiana right here. And one of the first things that we did notice on this Albo is the fact that we did have two growths that did begin to emerge. Here is one of them and this is the other. Now this occurred within a week's time. We did notice both of those growths coming about, and within 2 weeks time this actually began to grow its first leaves. Now as you are noticing with this one right here, this little guy, this has been stunted. As you can see, all of the focus has been on this spoiled rotten little kid, but I assure you, as soon as this grows up and establishes itself, the little guy right here will also begin to grow eventually, as this will distribute out more energy to this one as well. So with this growth right here, where all of the energy has been focused on, I was very relieved that this grew right on schedule, right on time, and with no recovery process at all. Again, as I stated, within 2 weeks we did have the very first leaf, which was this one right here guys, and then after that we did get this leaf right here. I was so shocked, I was so concerned, and I was very worried. I'm like, where are the variegations? I thought it was reverting back guys, but look at here with a great sigh of relief. Look at that, beautiful. This is the third leaf right here. Now of course, as you are seeing, these leaves are all juvenile. They have not matured yet to get those fenestrations. So yes, this is growing as normal but did not have any fenestrations. Not a surprise though, because where we cut, of course, that was still at its youngest point where the leaves were smaller and not yet at a point where it had fully matured. Now the top portion guys is the one that I was really finger crossing that we would get fenestrations. Now this one right here is actually the top portion of the propagation that we did, and it is growing quite beautifully. Unfortunately, we did have this to occur on the variegated portion of the leaf. As you can see, it did dry out, but from time to time that can occur with some of our solid white variegations, so no major concern over that. But I will tell you, oh my gosh, it took about 2 months before we even got a new leaf from this. I started getting worried guys, but look at here. This is the very first leaf on this, and it is fenestrated. Yay! So no skipping a beat with the actual leaf growth. It did not revert back to juvenile, so I'm very, very happy with this. So this means that this will continue to grow with the fenestrations guys. But again, this took about 2 months, almost 2 months, for us to get this leaf right here. I mean, I was on edge, waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally it did give birth to this fenestrated and also variegated leaf right here. So I'm very happy with the results on this one as well. So with this plant right here, guys, I do believe it is safe to say that this is going to become a very full plant with 3 growth points on here. And I do believe that even with these juvenile leaves right here, I don't think we're going to have to wait very long. I believe that we're going to get the fenestrations on this probably with the next leaf to come, and if not the next leaf, definitely the next leaf after that. It's been growing so well. Okay guys, and just to give you more of an explanation of exactly what transpired here, and also explain a little bit further about the results that we did receive from this propagation experiment right here, I did have very, very high expectations of what I wanted the results to be. But folks, in all honesty, this plant right here has done exceedingly well, considering that this is a propagation, understanding that we did put this plant through some stress and a little bit of trauma. But I assure you, if we had propagated this in the normal way that we would propagate plants, making cuttings and having to grow new roots and also new leaves, and also having to repot or pot up the actual cuttings, I can guarantee you we would not have gotten as good of results as we have gotten here. And if we had propagated this plant in the regular propagation methods that we normally would have used, this plant would have actually endured a whole lot more stress, also would have lost a whole lot more energy, and would have went through a whole lot more of a recovery process. Because we did it in such a way where this plant actually endured the least and the minimum effects of the propagation, this was capable of actually recovering and bouncing back rather well. We actually gave it the opportunity to retain the energy that it had to sustain the new growths and also new leaves. And because this plant right here did not have to exert a whole lot of energy, and a lot of energy was not lost during this propagation, and we allowed this plant to grow as normal with the roots already intact and growing within the media, this allowed this plant to have enough energy not only to produce 1 new growth, but again, it produced 2 new growths. And the evidence of how much energy this plant has to sustain itself because of the way we propagated it can actually be seen through the size of the leaves. Even with the smaller leaves, the ones that did not fenestrate, as you can see, they did grow at a nice size, and it did not revert to a very, very small size where it would have taken a lot longer to even get to the size that they are now. Again, this will fenestrate very soon. The next leaf should have it, or the leaf after that. And I can guarantee you, if this had really reverted back to infancy stages where it was giving off baby leaves, this would take a whole lot longer to fenestrate or even become at this size right here. And even with the top portion of the cutting that we have right here, even though the top portion had fenestrated leaves already, as you can see right here, that does not actually guarantee that all of the leaves thereafter will be fenestrated, because if the plant is too weak or too stressed out, it can still revert back to a leaf that is still juvenile. So therefore it would have still taken some time for the leaf to grow to a mature size where it could actually fenestrate again. So in this case right here, because it did have a good amount of energy, it was capable of continuing its Monstera legacy and continuing to produce those beautiful fenestrated leaves without a hitch. So yes guys, there is a lot to be proud of when it comes to this propagation method right here. And as a matter of fact, we may be on to something when it comes to getting more successful results with our propagation, and also with having more propagations take and also grow as normal as possible and with the quickest results. Make sure you guys let me know exactly what you think about this type of propagation method. what are your opinions on the conclusions that I've come up with. And also, if you guys are propagating your plants in a method that is not so common and has been working well for you, please let us know that as well. As you guys know, the more that we know, the more that we can grow. I am so ecstatic with the results that we did get from this propagation experiment that I will be using this method on so many more of my propagations. Speaking of doing more propagation, let's go check it out. And the very next plant that we will be using this no cuss no fuss easiest propagation method will be on this particular plant right here. This humunga dunga wunga of a Monstera Thai constellation. It is huge, guys, so you definitely don't want to miss that, guys. Stay tuned for more. And because this turned out so well, we're gonna have 3 growth points off of this Albobursigiana. Oh yeah. And this one right here in particular, I do plan on making a mother plant, so this will become big mama eventually, and I will use this for lots of my other propagations. Oh yeah. And there you have it, folks, our no fuss no cuss easiest propagation method ever, because we didn't have to grow any roots, we didn't have to grow any leaves, and we didn't even have to repot. It doesn't get any more simple than that, guys. But I will have to say, even though I am absolutely thrilled with our results, it didn't turn out 100% as I was hoping, because I really was hoping that there would be no recovery time at all, and it did take almost 2 months, guys. But hey, we got some great results. It was still the easiest propagation method ever, and it did turn out I'd say about 80% of what I was hoping. So you cannot snub your nose at that, guys, can you? I am absolutely happy, and I do hope that you guys learned something new from this video, because that's what it's all about, guys. The more that we know, the more that we can grow. I thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of my tropical plant adventures, and I hope you guys stay tuned for more, because you guys know I am always discovering more plants and more ways of growing them. Do truly love and appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I will see you guys later on my next adventure. See you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.